Howdy friends, this is PelicanMan here to bring you another Modern League of Mono White 60 card Death and Taxes. First things first, I've got to come clean a little. Previously, I was using Magic Online to test my Death and Taxes list, which was because I was locked down at the time. My state was in lockdown. So once lockdown ended, I was kind of testing between both, where I'd test a little iteration online, then test it in paper. And then after a while, I decided I wanted to test things like Urza Saga, which I wasn't able to afford to rent on Magic Online with my current rental subscription. So I was to test them in paper because I happen to own 4 in paper, 3 of which are foil because I'm a degenerate. But in the last few weeks, I have instead in paper been testing Hammer Time, which I've been having a good deal of fun with. One thing I will say, which I've always thought about the modern format, is that I've always thought that it's a format that rewards you for playing decks that you're familiar with and decks that you're comfortable with. I will say that I got a very similar result playing Hammer Time so far to what I would have playing this list, which I think Hammer Time is probably a much more powerful list, but I'm so familiar with this Leonin Arbiter brand of taxes that I actually get similar results. I think given enough time with Hammer, I will get similar results. I'll get better results with that, but currently I'm getting similar results. I think a big part of that, actually, the reason I'm even doing as well with Hammer as I am, is because it does actually have a lot of carryover between the knowledge of Death and Taxes. So if you are playing Death and Taxes and not having fun and not winning a lot, I think it is worthwhile to potentially try out Hammer and see if Hammer Time might be the deck for you. It is a very powerful deck and it is quite fun to play. So, it is worth testing. I did, test it with Lurrus and then without Lurrus with Caldra. And as much as I love Caldra, that did not seem ideal in Hammer Time. But ignoring that, back to the list, back to Death and Taxes. So I've tried a few different things here and there recently. I've tested without Arbiter. I've tested 80 card with Yorion. A lot of this was in paper, by the way, not in my recent videos, So I've tested 80 card Yorion in paper. I tested Ambitious Farmhand in paper. Wasn't impressed with Ambitious Farmhand much at all. I've been told that it's interesting running a 2-1 split with Timeless Dragon, which I might test at some point, but for now, I think I'm going to try out a more classic list. But anyway, Yorion, I was actually impressed with Yorion. I think it's very good in the mid-rangey games, but I think it's a metagame call and also a personal preference. I think the Arbiter lists are better at fighting the unfair decks, and I think the Yorion decks are better at fighting the fair decks. And I think Modern was in a place where there's a lot of fair decks showing up, so I think Yorion has kind of been correct in recent times. But for me, this is where I'm most comfortable, so I'm kind of going back to a classic here. It has been a while since I uploaded a video, so we are going a more classic Arbiter Death and Taxes, but we are trying some spice. So let me just start by addressing the sideboard. This is a sideboard that is basically the same sideboard I've been running for the longest time. I've tested a few things here in the sideboard, but this is the 15 that I'm most comfortable with. We have 2 Brooded Forge Tenders, which are a metagame call at the moment. Very good against Fury, very good against Ragavan. These things are immensely impressive. I think at the moment they're one of the most powerful sideboard cards we can run in Modern. I've run them in sideboards in the past too with Angry Gods, and there have been a lot of times where they felt really bad, but they've been kind of necessary. At the moment, I think they feel necessary, and they also feel really good, so very happy with those. 3 Drannith Magistrates. These are a little less necessary. These are for the Cascade decks, for your Living-Ends, for your Rhinos. I think you can go down to 2. I'm currently on 3 just because I think the sideboarding numbers end up very clean. I think we actually get away with a lot in our sideboard, so if you do want to try something else in your sideboard, you can trim this down to 2 if you want to test out this list. But I'm pretty comfortable with 3, so I'm going to stick with that for now. 2 Rest in Peace. Dedicated graveyard decks, these are immensely powerful. We don't need them as much anymore, but I do like leaning on them a little bit, especially for the Mill matchup. If you ever have trouble with Mill, Rest in Peace is a great card to help you in that matchup. We have 3 Leonin Relic Water. This is my pet card for fighting the artifact and enchantment decks. It happens to be nice in that if you verse Enchantress, they're really great there, but they're also very, very strong in the Hammer Time matchups, things like that. I run 3. I know a lot of people like Kataki. I could easily see a 2-1 split with Kataki if that's where you want to be. For me, not a huge fan of Kataki, but I could see it if Affinity becomes particularly powerful. Like in my paper meta, I should probably be testing my Kataki as a one-off, but the Relic Waters, actually, I've been winning against Affinity with Relic Waters, so good enough, I suppose. 3 Sanctifying Vec. This is the reason we don't really need Rest in Peace anymore. A lot of the graveyard decks do tend to be black and or red, so this exiling black and red cards to the graveyard tends to be good enough. The protection from black and red is also just great. Good in a lot of the same matchups the Brooded Forge Tender is good in, but you know, in those matchups, we don't really mind boarding in 5 cards just because so many of our cards die to those decks because they're full of removal. We just get to bring in 5 cards that ignore their removal or can counter their removal. So very powerful card, easily a 3 of, I think. If you wanted to find room, like if you want to run a similar list but arbiterless, you would probably want Avid Mindsense in the board, which I could see trimming the 3rd Relic Warden and 3rd Magistrate for. That's what I generally do when I'm running those kind of lists. But the last 2 slots, 2 Phyrexian Revoker, this is a card that I was opposed to running in Death Tax for the longest time because I've always run Python Needles. I used to play used to play KCI. In more recent times, I played a lot of Wurza, and I very much loved my Python Needles. I always ran 2 main deck, even though a lot of lists run 1. Python Needles is a hugely powerful card. Always been a big fan. Really not a huge fan of Revoker, especially because it's so different to Needle, but they feel so similar. Revoker can't name lands. Python Needle can name lands. Revoker can turn off mana abilities, but it can't name lands. Python Needle can turn off mana abilities. Sorry, can't turn off mana abilities. So, you know, Needle can name lands, can't turn off mana. Revoker can name non-lands, can't name lands, but it can turn off non-land mana abilities. You know, slightly different. I guess it's kind of cool that they can cover different bases, but I think Python Needle is the stronger. I think being able to name lands is good. I don't think you care about turning off mana abilities so much. But being able to Violin a Revoker is just inherently powerful against the control decks. They resolve a they cast a Planeswalker before it resolves. You Violin a Revoker and name the Walker. It just time walks them. It's fantastic. But anyway, sideboard. Very clean, very concise, very what we've been on recently. I'm going to start with the mana base next. So 2 Cave of the Frost Dragon, pretty standard for what I'm about. Really big fan of these. We have the 4 Ghost Quarter. Obviously, I said we're on an Arbiter list. Ghost Quarter is very good with Arbiter. Very good in the meta at the moment anyway. Awesome. 4 Ghost Quarter, pretty common. 3 Horizon Canopy. This is something I've been doing recently because I found because we have things like Cave of the Frost Dragon, we've got so many like high mana cost things that we, you know, can cheat on, but we might want to cast. I feel like popping our lands to draw cards isn't as relevant. We can actually use all of our mana, so I've been on 3 Canopy lands for a while. So generally we run up to 8 color sources. Again, I've got 4 Ghost Quarter. For the other 4, I've been running 4 Mistress Factory because originally I was running 4 Field of Ruin, and I was kind of okay with Field of Ruin, but I decided I should test Factory, so I just jammed 4 in to test it, and I fell in love with it, and I've been playing 4 ever since. So today we're taking a step back. This is one of the major things I'm testing today. I'm going back to a 2-2 split with Field of Ruin, just to kind of see if... Because I've been kind of a little too deep with Mistress Factory, so... Yeah, you know, and I've lost to Tron recently, so maybe I do need some more land destruction lands. So we're on the 2-2 split there. Obviously, fill our deck with as many planes as we can to fill up to 23 lands. But the last land is a single Flagstones of Trocaire. So because we run Leonin Arbiter, which turns off searching effects or hinders searching effects, running 2 Flagstones, the legend rule will happen, one of them will sack, and you'll have to search for planes, which is normally fine, but not if you have Arbiter because, you know, sometimes you get punished. The Singleton's kind of free in that, like, it's just an upgraded planes. Unless you get Blood Mooned, then sometimes it sucks, but whatever, we've got a million planes in the deck, we can afford to upgrade one into something with a little bit of spice. The reason I like Flagstones of Trocaire is that post-board, we have some very powerful 2-drops in Leonin Relic Water and Sanctifier in deck that need white. Main deck, we only have Flickwisps and Skyclaves with double white in their mana cost, and they're 3-drops, we get a bit more time to assemble double white, and they're ones that we really want to put into play off Aether Vial, so... We've got Solitude and Thumb's Dragon, but they're 5-drops. Like, if you've gotten 5 mana and you have 4 colorless lands, it's just poor luck. So, we want to get to double white on turn 2 to cast Sanctifier in literally any matchup that we wanted. Like, this is our optimal turn 2 play in basically every single red-black matchup, any matchup where this gets boarded in. So, on turn 2, you can Ghost Quarter you can tap your Flagstones of Trocaire for a white. You can Ghost Quarter it, which will get you a untapped planes off the Ghost Quarters trigger and a tapped planes off the Flagstone of Trocaire's trigger. So you've tapped the Flagstones for a white already. You get into tapped and untapped planes. Tap the untapped planes, get a second white. Bam. You have a Sanctifier on deck on turn 2. Right? Get your 2 planes into play. Turns your Ghost Quarter and Flagstones into 2 planes. Awesome. The only downside is, obviously, you can't do this with Leonin Arbiter in play. But like I said, the matchups where you want to do this, you're not going to have Leonin Arbiter in play yet because you're going to want to get this down first. So that's our mana base. That's what we're testing today. As for the spells, 4 Give of Runes, standard, great at protecting things. 4 Vial, we're playing Death Attacks, that's pretty standard. We're playing an Arbiter list, so 4 Arbiter, pretty standard. 4 Stoneforge, standard. 4 Thalia, standard. You can trim one. I like to run 4 and then trim post board if need be. 4 Flickwisp, standard. we've got our Stoneforge package, which is Keldra Complete, Batterskull, more the Skyclaves. So Sword of Fire and Ice sometimes gets played. I've been on these for the longest time. I've gone back to testing Sword of Fire and Ice. I've ended up back here. The only time I will differ is if I'm on Urza Saga, where I often replace the Maul of the Skyclaves with a Shadow Spear, which obviously if you're running Urza Saga, you want Shadow Spear. I know a lot of people replace with the Batterskull because it's kind of the life gain thing, but for me, I think being able to Stoneforge into these and drop these into play, cheat them into play, very powerful. They're kind of for different matchups, so I like having access to both of these. The Maul Skyclaves is just the best thing to do if I get a Stoneforge trigger and I know the Stoneforge is going to die. Turn 2, drop Stoneforge. Turn 3, you play this regardless of whether Stoneforge is in play or not. And the evasion and the first strike is some very powerful keywords. Huge fan. Also, it pitches to Solitude. So at worst, if you've like kept a hand and you've like drawn a Kaldra or kept a hand with Kaldra and you play a Stoneforge that you're going to cheat Kaldra in anyway, you just grab Maul, cheat in the Kaldra, and you can pitch them all to the Solitude because it's a white card. Awesome. So the other spice that we're trying today is that with the removal suite, so on the Arbiter lists, I've been on 4-path 2 Solitude. That's where I've been at because I'm so used to being on 4-path. Back in the day, you know, we only had 4-path as our removal. I remember trying to find secondary removal. I was running Dismembers at one point, like as a 2-op to run 6 removal spells in my deck. So when like Declaration Stone got printed, when Winds of Vienna got printed, those were like we were so hopeful that those were going to be it. They weren't quite, but they were kind of close enough. But so 4-path and then 2 Solitude was kind of where I was at with that. But also before that, when Skyclave Apparition got printed, I thought that running this as a 2-of would solve the problem. It would cover the last 2 removal spots that I thought the deck needed. Now, turns out it was better than that, so I could run as a 4-of immediately, in addition to the 4-path. But now we have Solitude as well. So Skyclave is nice in that it can cover non-creature permanents, whereas Solitude and Path is specifically for creatures. They've got their ups and downs. Path's better with Arbiter. You know, it doesn't give them life. So whereas Solitude will give them life, so it kind of slows down our clock. But Solitude's free, and it doesn't give them land like Path does, and you know, it's got a creature body sometimes, so there's a lot of ins and outs of what's good with the removal. I know someone did tell me that they liked running a 3-3 split of Path and Solitude, whether they were on Arbiter or not, so I was thinking that that's what I wanted to do, is test this 3-3 split, but I'd also been noticing that people were starting to cut down on Skyclaves because they just aren't as good anymore. They're just, the way Modern is now, they're not as powerful, and I know, like, even at their best, like, when I've had Flicker with the Flicker and get multiple triggers and permanently exile things, they don't feel as good as they once did. Like, obviously, Path doesn't feel as good as once did. This has fallen out of favor too. But I noticed people have been dropping down to 2 or 3 Skyclaves, so I decided that I'm going to test running a 3-3-3 line of my removal spells. I believe that 10 is correct. 10 removal spells in the 75 is correct. Even I'd normally try and run 10 main, but I've only, like I said, in the past we tested 4 with just 4-path, and then I tried testing 6 by adding Dismembers and things, and then with Skyclave we went up to 8, and I feel like we went from testing 8 to testing 10, so here I'm going to test 9, see how that feels, and the biggest advantage in this for me, like I said, the 3-3 split of Solitude and Path is a recommendation from someone. Trimming the Skyclave is mostly greedy because I really love Timeless Dragon, and I want to just keep jamming a 1-of Timeless Dragon in my deck, so cutting the 4th Skyclave gives me room for the Timeless Dragon, because I was really wanting to find room. I was like, do I cut the 4th Flicker Wisp, which is something that's been done in the past to make room for Archon of Amira? Do I cut the 4th Thalia because they're legendary and they're not always good? In the end, I decided that people have been trimming Skyclave. I'll try trimming Skyclave. I'll get my Timeless Dragon in the deck. We'll see how that goes. This is the 75. Let's get onto a league. Found opponent for round 1. Won the die roll. Gets to go on the play. That's fantastic. Let's take a look at this opener. Okay, we've got a pretty solid start. We've got a turn 1 Giver into a turn 2 Stoneforge. Our opponent's revealed Lurrus, which makes me a little worried that they'll be able to kill our Giver and then kill our Stoneforge. They also might be Hammer. I think I'm going to keep the power of turn 1 Giver into turn 2 Stoneforge is pretty good. We're on the play. And worst case, without doing Hammer things, we can just leave the Keldra back as a blocker, and that should be good enough. Alright, so Giver of Runes into play. Pass the turn to our opponent. Razorfetch Thicket into Esper Sentinel, so they could be Hammer, but if they are, there's some weird build of Hammer. I'll put the Field of Ruin into play. This would be nicer as a Mishra's Factory, I think, but you know, maybe I can take them off color next turn if I decide that's the best thing to do. But let's put Stoneforge into play. And I don't think there's any reason to grab anything other than Keldra here. So let's grab the Keldra and just pass back to our opponent. Now I'm not going to F6 through the turn. I'll just keep clicking OK because we want to hold up the ability to use Giver Runes. Oh, they're Hardened scales with a Needle Verge pathway? So they're Aya colored, I guess? Okay, Ozolith. I feel like this is really good for me. I think this Keldra is going to end their game pretty quick. Okay, I'm gonna put Ghost Corridor into play, I think, just so I can hold up in case they like do Inkmoth things, because I'm gonna just use 2 mana to activate Stoneforge and drop this Keldra. Alright, let's just get in for 5. Yeah, opponent chooses not to block, that's fine, pass to them. So I'm just going to hold the Giver Runes in case they happen to threaten our Germ or our Stoneforge for some reason. Soul Guide Land, okay, so that makes me think they're on Saga, and that's just a card search for the Saga. Yep, they're just cantripping with it. There might be a concession shortly here if they don't have anything better to follow that up with. Okay, 2 Hard Scales and an Ozolith, that could lead to some powerful things on their part. Ooh, Solitude. What do I want to do? So I can flick with the Stoneforge, but that doesn't really improve our clock. But what else am I doing? I could Field of Ruin their Spire of Industry. I don't think that's very good. I could just draw a card Horizon Canopy, but I think I just want to be able to hold this Solitude the following turn. So yeah, I think the play is we're going to get in for 5 and then flicker with their Stoneforge. And if I get a Batterskull, is there any way I can lose? I don't think there is. They are blocking? That's really strange. They're still going to take 4. Maybe they forgot I had Trample? I don't know. Anyway, we'll play out the Flicker Wisp. So we could help the Flicker Wisp, like, punish something. I think it's fine. So we'll go to our end step. The Stoneforge will come back. I don't think there's any reason for me to get, like, more of the Skyclave. Unless I want to be able to hold up against a Solitude right now, actually. But they can't have haste. There's nothing too crazy they can do that's going to make me want a Solitude. I think if I just get Batterskull, there's no way they can beat me. Because then I can just, like, manually equip it to the Keldra. Alright, they've scooped it up. Let's go on to game number 2 against Hardened Scales. Revoke is probably good. Rest in Peace should be pretty good. For those that don't know, for one, they have Hangerback Walker, which when it goes to the graveyard explodes into a bunch of Thopters, so this prevents that. But also the modular ability requires the card to go to the graveyards and then pass its tokens on, so it doesn't stop Ozolith, doesn't stop like Hard Scales, whatever, but it does stop like Arcbound Ravager nonsense. And then obviously we want our 3 Leonin Relic Waters, so that's pretty hefty sideboarding. What am I cutting here? I'm not a huge fan of like Flick Wisp and Thalia here. Thalia tends to be too slow, I find. It's not really taxing much. And both of them are X ones, so I can cut a bunch of those if I want. Is there any reason to leave in some number of Thalia? I mean, Arbiter doesn't look huge here either, but like Ghost Quartering them's going to be pretty strong, I think, and upgrading our paths is going to be pretty good too. I could see cutting Timeless Dragon. Maybe I want to. Geez, do I just cut Thalia altogether here? Let's say we trim 1 Thalia. It was probably not awful. No, let's just cut Thalia altogether. Cut the Timeless Dragon. I like Aether Vials too, actually. Trim Flicker Wisp. Trim 2 Flicker Wisp. I probably don't need 2 Giver Runes. Let's try that. Yeah, let's go with this. I don't know. Phyrexia Revoker might not be like crazy good here, but it's probably good enough. Single land. Bunch of sideboard cards, but a single land. I think we have to mull. We can do better. This is not it. This is not better. I mean, again, we've got 3 sideboard cards, but again, we've got 1 land. Plus, we need double wipe the Relic Water, so it's like we have 0 land as far as they're concerned. I don't know how impressive Revoker is. Solitudes are probably fine, but let's go to 5. Okay, this is keepable. We can keep this. What do we bottom? I really like keeping Arbiter Path, Ghost Quarter, Vial. Yeah, Rest in Peace is probably too greedy. Then maybe it's just Revoker. Anything I would want to Revoker, I can just Path anyway. It's not ideal. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just keep an Arbiter hand and see how good Arbiter is, I suppose. If Arbiter doesn't want to work, we can know to board him out for game 3. Okay, Zabaz. This makes me wish I kept Rest in Peace. Ooh, a second Ghost Quarter? That's gross. It's going to be really good once I get this Arbiter down. So in 2 turns, we can path and double Ghost Quarter. Okay, Urza Saga. So Arbiter should come down by the time that's getting to its last chapter. Okay, Ravagers, very good start from them. We'd be fine if we had the Rest in Peace in our hand, but I think it was more correct to keep this. Just the upside of Arbiter Punish. We've drawn Solitude, that's good. I'm just going to play up the Ghost Quarter and pass. I can technically path and Solitude if I need to. Inkmoth Nexus, alright. Okay. So hit us for 2. Vile's finally ticking up to 2. Skyclave, alright. So what do I do here? I think I just wait for them to pay for Saga and then I Violin Arbiter. Because surely they're making a construct here. I'm going to set an upkeep stop just in case, I think. Yeah, there we go. Alright. This is going to be awesome. Arbiter's in play. Let's destroy that Inkmoth. Let's destroy that pathway. And I'm going to hold up the path. I don't want to force action on their Ravager just yet, I don't think. Maybe I do. So a path is a Baz. They sack it. So the Ravager gets 1 counter. Yeah, I think I just path the Zabaz. The next time I'm going to Skyclave the Ravager. Maybe there's a reason to path the Ravager so that there's only a 1-drop under the Skyclave instead of a 2-drop. So I don't think it matters much otherwise. I think whatever they had left here, I was just going to eat with Skyclave next turn. This is awesome. No search for you. They do get to hit us for 5. I'm not going to block because next attack, if they don't get any other artifact into play, I can Violent Skyclave, eat the Ravager, and this... No, this is get all the modular counters. Maybe that's not great. Whatever. Vile ticks up. Get another Arbiter? Okay. I think I will try and trade for this construct next turn. I should have traded for it there. That was kind of silly. Because now if they can get another artifact into play, I don't get the same option. Because I could have cleared that whole board. Okay, thank God. They're getting it with both again. Because if they played an artifact and grew this, I'd be in trouble here. Because I am just going to block here, trade here. Then Violent Skyclave take this out and leave them with no board. Okay, they got another Saga. If I can draw a land, I can get another Arbiter into play, which should be really good. I'm just going to keep ticking this Vile up, though, now that I've got this Solitude. My plan will be to get this Vile to 5 so that our Solitude can get Viled in. Stoneforge Mystic. This would be great if we had a second land. Whatever, let's get in. Our opponent has a lot of time to recover here, but our Vile getting to 5 and us being able to Solitude is going to be pretty okay for us. Okay, our opponent just passed their turn. Our Vile is now on 5. We've drawn another cool 2-drop. And our opponent's getting to do nothing with the Saga. I suppose they will get to shoot it because I couldn't get an Arbiter into play in time. So they can get any 1-drops. So it's probably going to be a Needle naming Aether Vial. Which I guess means I'm just going to put this Solitude into play. This could be wrong, but I think the increase in the clock's going to be worth it. If they get Needle naming Vial here, I'm just in trouble otherwise. I think even though I Viled in that Skyclave, if I have a second one, they're in trouble. So I think they still need to get the Needle here. It leaves them no land, so I think I'm fine. Zabaz, that's respectable. They're able to cast another Zabaz. Okay. Legend rule, they're going to module up this one to a 3/3. That's pretty good. Show me basic planes. Show me White Source. Show me Solitude. Oh, that'll do. Will it? Yeah, it will. Okay, Path to Zabaz. We give them a land here, but I think that's fine. I just want to get in. We did manage to take a bunch of damage during all that setup. It's the unfortunate thing about relying on an Arbiter on the play. Okay, they got 2 lands now. They're not doing anything with them? Okay. We kind of punish ourselves with those Ghost Quarters more than anything else, it looks like. Okay, they've got a path. That's really good for me. Oh, they're just going to trade my Solitude here, though. Yeah, that's fine. Next turn, I'm going to get to play this Relic Water, maybe. Or the Arbiter, or the probably the Stoneforge. So I've already got the Calendar, so if the Stoneforge gets to live, they're in trouble. Okay, they only pass through their turn, it looks like. They have a Hardened Scales. It's almost like this game's starting all over again. Oh, we finally draw another land. Nice one. Do I just Relic Water this Overseer? No, I think I Stoneforge. Just try and finish them. If I get Maul, I think I'm pretty safe here. So my one concern is this still Overseer making this Inkmoth a problem. If I could draw another land next turn and Relic Water this Overseer while putting my Cauldron into play, it'd be pretty good. Ancient Stirrings, okay. Arkman Ravager and an Esper Sentinel? Okay. They're not even playing the Ravager. Fair enough. Solitude would be pretty good here. As would a Path, actually. Oh, Hardened Scales is a 3/3. Okay. What do I draw? Is it a land? It is a land. Okay. Let's put Keldra into play. Let's see if they want to block with their Esper Sentinel. They do not want to block. Okay. Let's put the Relic Water into play. Take away Steel Overseer. And I think we're good here. We've got some pretty close to lethal threats. I don't believe they can make this Inkmoth lethal. Oh, I'm so wrong. Am I really wrong? Okay. Yep. It's Xaxes. Dang. Just to scare him a little. Okay, let's try and do better in game 3. I think how we sideboarded looked fine. I don't think anything wants to come in. I think I messed up there. Obviously I messed up. I think I was meant to hold up the Stoneforge ability, play the Relic Water so they can't go for that, because if they go for that, I just Stoneforge in the Maul, put it on the Relic Water, and block the Inkmoth. It was tough. Not having any of our 6 land destruction lands to take down that Inkmoth was a problem. Okay, on the play. We also mulled 5 that game, right? Yeah, we could have kept any of those 2 cards, would have been grouse. Why is it another 1-lander? Nice, this is good. We can keep this. Get rid of a vial. This hand is sick. They mulled to 6 as well. Yep, they're keeping their 6. Okay. We have the vial, we have the Arbiter, we have a Ghost Quarter, we have a Revoker and a Relic Water. Like, we've got our sideboard cards, we've got our Arbiter Punish. This could be really good. If I can draw a White Source, I'm just going to Relic Water that Hardened Scales. Not quite a White Source, but that's pretty good. So here, Revoker can't name Inkmoth. I think I just have to name Arkman Ravager, just in the blind. It's their scariest card by far. Maybe they've still Overseer, it's going to suck, but we have the Relic Water, so... Ooh, another Hardened Scales, alright. Oh, is this a 1-lander? Oh, opponent, I'm so sorry. We drew Flagstones. Yeah, I guess we'll do everything. I mean, having 2 of them, taking 1 away feels less good, but it's still what we should do. I think we just want to get as many creatures in play as possible and just get our clock going nice and big. Here's an Arbiter. Here's a Ghost Quarter for your only land. Get in with Revoker. And they scoop it up. Alright. That was 2-1 against Hardened Scales for match number 1. Let's get on to match number 2. Oh, we get to play first for match number 2 as well. Awesome. Ooh, I like this. I'm going to keep their Allurus deck. Okay. So, there is a tough choice here because we can turn 1 give a turn 2 Stoneforge, turn 3 Caldra. I am going to play the Vial first. I normally like to play the Vial first. It only slows it down by 1 turn because you get to Vial in the Giver, then Vial in the Stoneforge. The main reason for doing this is if they're a Lyris deck, they're likely to be able to hand out a Stoneforge here anyway. Are they burn? Ragavan, okay. And the other reason is that it taxes their removal pretty heavily, in that it forces them to hold up potentially hold up removal rather than progressing their own board, if they're scared of what we might be able to vial in. We're on the Caldra too. I really hope the Stoneforge gets to live. I think I'm just going to take the hit from this Ragavan. Basic Mountain, what are they on? I think the Giver Rune's protecting the Stoneforge is way too important at this point. And they hit Basic Plains. Okay, so we didn't get punished too hard there. They did get a treasure. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Jeez, that's so bad for us. I'm going to leave the Giver Runes in hand in the hopes that maybe they take that. I'm not going to vial it in. They're always definitely taking Stoneforge here. This hand is insane with Stoneforge. Yeah, it's about what I expected. So the thing is here, they might even just be holding up like a bolt or an unholy heat to kill this anyway. Looks like they were not. Come on, show me Stoneforge off the top. Plains, okay. Well, at least we're getting close to Hardcaps in this Batterskull. Which I think means we're just like going to trade this Giver for this Ragavan at this point. They did miss their second land drop. Yeah. Jeez, they have the Lightning Bolt, alright. Okay, Scalding Tarn, they've gotten out of their land light hand. Don't have more hand hate, don't do that. Yeah, Monkey gets in. They hit Thalia? Go ahead, play my Thalia, please. You're not actually. No, okay. Who's this? Croxar? Okay. I'm going to pitch the Caldra because I am so far from casting it. So the Grixis, that might be Shadow. And keep ticking this vial up. Another land, I'll play the land they know about. Pass the turn. If Ragman didn't make a treasure, this would be totally fine. I don't think we actually care too much about Ragman generally with Death and Taxes, because so many of our cards are either just not very good cards or they're cards that work for both players. That I don't think we're punished by them getting free cards off us. I think we're punished by them accelerating their mana off of this. Okay, I will leave the vial on 3. Solitude's the only reason to go above it. I only have 3 in the deck, so that's fine. Okay, Mistress Factory, that's pretty good. Let's just get the Batterskull into play while we can. And hopefully this is good enough. Is this Dress Down? Was that just a cantrip? Do they think they'll do something to my germ? I don't get it. Nice Thoughtseize opponent. Mad respect for that. Oh, do they have Delirium? They have so much Delirium. Jesus. Alright. What does it hit? Stoneforge Mystic. I hope this match does a really good point of proving how little it matters that Ragavan gets to try and steal cards from us. I am going to keep saying no to the Vial, because if we draw a Solitude at this point, we are just going to cast the Solitude. Skyclave's kind of cool. I'm just going to pass here. I want to Skyclave and punish them. I want to Mistress Factory block their Ragavan and punish them. I want to bounce my Batterskull and redeploy it next turn. None of which needs to be on my turn unless I wanted to, for some reason, attack with my factory. I forgot to animate my Mistress Factory. That was silly. It's fine. They can't really punish this anyway. Get out of here. They've got 4 cards in hand and they haven't been buying their Lurus. They're just going to get Croxa back here. Looks like it. No? We're going on Holy Heat first. Sure. Nice 1-1. Where did the rest of their mana go? Oh, here we go. They were just paying for Croxa. Okay. And now I'll return the Batterskull. We will continue saying no to Aether Vial. Giver of Runes. So we'll play the Batterskull. We will play the Giver of Runes. And we will pass. I don't think they can keep having answers for this Batterskull. I've just got to hope that it survives long enough to get to start doing something more than just bouncing it and replaying it. Drown in the lock on the Batterskull? Sure. Ragavan? Sure. Not ideal. We will block so we don't die. We draw nothing yet again. So we're dead. Right? Yeah, we're dead. Alright, let's go to game 2. That was really rough. We just drew a bunch of garbage for a while. That Thoughtseize on a Stoneforge was particularly good. So let's bring in all the pro red. That'll be it. What don't we need? I don't believe Arbiter's like crazy good here. I'm happy to just path them at any given time, I think, regardless. I kind of want to trim a Vial and trim a Thalia, but I don't think I need to trim both. I don't think it's worth bringing a Rested Piece against them. I think Sanctify does enough. I suppose, because I want to trim a Vial, I want to trim a Thalia. Thomas Dragon's good. All of our equipment's good. I'm kind of happy just trimming a Flickus and bringing 2 Rest in Peace. So let's do that. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know that I need to bring a Rest in Peace here, but I don't think I care enough about the other cards, so I think it's fine. It should be better now that we have way more ways to punish Ragavan. We have cards that get to dodge removal. Okay, yeah, why not? Let's keep. Sand looks good. It doesn't have any sideboard cards, but it has like some of our best main deck cards. We get to, if our opponent doesn't hand hate us, we get to turn 2 cast Thalia, which is pretty good. And then Violent Stoneforge after that, maybe. This hand is potentially a banger. If they Thoughtseize it here, they take away like one of our True Drops, we get to cast the other one. Yeah, it's a Thoughtseize. Alright. Take whichever one you want. Yep, Stoneforge, that makes sense. They choose not to crack their bauble. Let's pick up the Vial. I think I'll hide that Plains for the point of protecting our life total a little bit. Sorry, for the point of protecting information a bit. It does deal us point of damage playing at this canopy still, but our opponent might Thoughtseize us here, even though I don't think it's right for them to Thoughtseize us here. And then they care about what's in our hand currently. Well, seems a lot fairer at 1 mana. Alright, Vial takes up to 2. We draw a Forge Tender. I'm pretty okay with just running that out. So we get to hold up Path here. Could even see Kraken Canopy in their end step. I think that's pretty good. Just seeing we hit like a Stoneforge or something to Vial in. They went to pay costs and then decided not to. Rest in peace. Hello. Again, it's our most questionable sideboarding choice, but I think it's still pretty good here. It costs 3 mana. I'm a fool. Our own Thalia is in play. Let's just go to Gombat. I'm not going to attack with Forge Tender just in case they have Snapcaster Mage specifically. Okay, pass turn. Yep, fetching. They might be considering buying Lurus here and just like, I don't know, with Thalia in play, looping balls doesn't seem that great. They might still just buy Lurus if they've got nothing better going on because they're not doing anything. Darcy, sure. Death Shadow, sure. Okay, let's Violence Skyclave. Take out this Death Shadow. This is like one of the matchups where Skyclave's still at its best. Like Skyclaving a Darcy, Shadow, or a Ragavan, I think is still really strong. What are we on? We're on 3. So we'll leave it on 3. Otherwise I'm gonna be. They have 3 card types. Yeah, let's just run out the Rest in Peace just to make sure they don't get Delirium and surprise us with a 3/3 blocker. Yeah, let's stack with everybody. Let's go. If they have a Shadow to play, I will just path it. Let's get him for lethal next turn. Alright, let's scooped it up. We get to go to game 3. So on the play, do we want to change anything up? I think it's fine. Like, Flick Wisp isn't crazy good here, so I don't want to bring that in. I definitely don't want to bring in my 4th Bile again. Just in the fear of Colgan's Command. I don't want to bring in the 4th Thalia. That makes the hand eight too good. Like, if I have 2 Thalias, I think if they had literally anything else in the hand. Arbiter's way less good on the draw, so I don't think I want to bring that back in. And nothing else does anything. Yeah, this is probably a best configuration. What do we think about this hand? Sanctifier, Double Solitude, Legal Wisp. They keep 7. Can I keep based on the strength of Sanctifier? Knowing that they're likely to turn 1 Ragavan or Darcy into turn 2 Hand Hate. I think because they're a Hand Hate deck I want to keep. Yeah. They have to have Hand Hate or this Hand Hate or the Sanctifier is just way too good. So let's test them. Alright, it's a Darcy. Ooh, Stoneforge. That means even if they Hand Hate Sanctifier, we might get to resolve a Stoneforge. That's cool. Oh, come on. Oh, there's the Thoughtseize. Okay. It's almost definitely taking a Sanctifier. Sanctifier off the top just one time would be so nice. Or a Recipes off the top even. A 1/1 Death Shadow? Sure. Okay, take one from the Darcy. Plains. Okay. So let's play Stoneforge. I think... So I could get Caldra for maximum upside. I think the most realistic is that Stoneforge is going to die, so I get Maul, so I can pitch to Solitude, because I'm probably going to want to pitch to Solitude to deal with like this Death Shadow or something. Yep, there's Lightning Bolt. That's going to give them Delirium. So I think I'm going to Solitude killing the Channeler, which kills the Shadow as well. Yeah, let's do that. I think that was worth it. Traded 2 cards with 2 cards. Oh, hello. I think, yeah, I definitely want to... Do I want to Plane Cycle? Liquid's not doing anything here. Yeah, let's just Plane Cycle, which we'll do in our opponent's end step. If I didn't draw that, I probably would have just played a naked Flickwisp, which doesn't seem ideal. Expressive Iteration, sure. Shock in a Water Grave. Thoughtseize. I suppose I just leave the Timeless Dragon in hand. They Thoughtseize it, it's kind of the same thing as Plane Cycling, but it draws us like a Solitude or a Flickwisp instead of a Plains, essentially. I feel like Timeless Dragon's in a really, really good spot in this matchup. Especially if I could draw like any form of Grave Hate to turn up Unholy Heat killing it. Okay, they took Solitude. Let's Plane Cycle Timeless Dragon and draw a Cave of the Frost Dragon. Not ideal. Let's Eternalize our Timeless Dragon. Pass the turn. Drown? I've got Drown the log for my Timeless Dragon. No? E for 0? Okay. That's a little rude. I don't know why you didn't play Darcy first. Attack with Timeless Dragon. Should force them to pop EE. No? Okay. Let us Skyclave away their Darcy. We're going to drown this. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, I'm winning this race, so that's fine. Next turn I get to animate Cave the Frost Dragon. Sure, popping the EE now. They've only got 1 card left in hand. Ooh, Dashing Ragavan, okay. Huh, they hit Rest in Peace. Would have liked to have drawn that, but it's kind of funny that they're again hitting awful cards I don't want to cast. Okay, just play land and pass here. Hold up Cave of the Frost Dragon. Yeah, I don't think I care about blocking Ragavan just yet. Thalia? Yeah, you can cast a Thalia. I don't mind. Oh my god, they're doing it. No? What's this? What is this? Buying Lurus. Okay. Mistress Factory is a good pickup. Let's flicker away your treasure. Pass it back. This Lurus might be a problem. Going for Bauble? Okay. Oh, and they just had a shadow in hand. Okay. Ooh, Skyclave. Okay. I would love to take the shadow, but I have to take the Luris. Guess I'm just gonna draw right now. Okay. Do nothing. Yeah, I think I'm just getting in. Just threatening lethal. The shadow's huge, but I'm close to lethal. They just cast the Rayban, no dash. Okay, just animate the factory. Jump block. And my turn. Come on, something good. It's not really something good. I should have animated Cave of the Frost Dragon. Ah, that would have been lethal. It's fine. Let's pretend we're taking the safer route. It's not really safer, is it? Oh, that's fine. Because I would just be dead if I'd gone for it there. Alright, let's animate a Cave of the Frost Dragon. Jump block. Alright, back to us. They get to draw off their bauble. They also baubled themselves, I guess. Yeah, so they didn't like what they saw. Okay, so I think my out here is hoping they don't draw removal and that I can just get in. Oh no, they're on 3. This is lethal. Yes, sir! I forgot they fetched. Yes, that made a Cave of the Frost Dragon legal. Awesome. So that was 2-1 against Grixis Shadow. We're 2-0 in the league. Let's get on to match 3. Okay, let's get into match number 3. What's the dial? We have to go on the draw this time. Well, this hand's an absolute stinker. Oh, and they keep a 7. Gross, and they're a lure stack. Double gross. We can keep this. If we can resolve 2 givers and have them lose some, and have them, like, both active, that would be absolutely insane. But, like, if I resolve 1 giver, I'm going to want to play the Stoneforge the next turn. They're going to want to hand the Stoneforge. Well, I'm just going to bottom Arbiter, I guess. This only punishes us if they're hammer. Yay. Why not? Let's YOLO. Let's go it. Okay. Sparring advantage into Darcy, so burn probably? Which, I'm glad I bottomed Arbiter if that's the case. Okay, let's see if Giver lives. If Giver dies, I'm straight up just going to play another Giver, just so that the Stoneforge can maybe come down and survive. Searing Blades of all things? Come on. Bottoming Skullcrack? Okay. I think even if, like, this doesn't work out for me, the fact that Stoneforge is going to get Batterskull and I'll probably be able to hardcast it is probably good enough. Thalia? Thalia. New plan. We're playing Thalia, the next time we're playing Giver and Stoneforge. Not only does Thalia demand an answer, but also she makes their life pretty annoying. Okay, they have a life spike for our head. That's fine. Then they have 2 card types still. Oh, 4 card types, because Jesus, alright. Getting to put Idol in the bin is so gross. Oh man, I'm super dead. Skyclave? New plan is Skyclave. Take down 1 of these. Jeez, what a hand from them. Yep, you get in for 3, opponent. Well, they might be out of stuff. If they're out of stuff, I might be okay. They're probably not out of stuff. Am I kidding? The Batterskull? Do I just need to get Maul now? Ah, whatever, I need Batterskull. Whatever, they're flying, we'll just get in. Probably should have gotten in last time by removing the untapped Darcy. This is Boris Charm? Ugh. It's Boris Charm. Alright, I'm dead. You got me. Jeez. Absolute savagery from the opponent. That was a very cracked hand from them. So obviously Forge Tenants come in, Sanctifier comes in, Relic Water could come in just to take down specifically Enchantment Man, Idol the Great Revel. Don't think we're doing that. We could bring in Rest in Pieces, but Sanctifier should do the job. Wow, what's bad? Those are insane. Arbiters are kind of stinky. Let's just cut the Arbiters altogether. And then we probably don't need 4 Flickwisp. I think the Speed of Vile is something we're kind of going to want here. I could also see trimming Calder, to be totally honest, but I'm not going to, so deal with it. I would love to play first. Show me something not garbage, please. This hand stinks. It's so tempting though, but like, they almost definitely could kill this Giver. Yeah, we'll mulligan. Oh, this hand's better. We keep this. I like the Timeless Dragon. Yeah, Flickwisp's kind of whatever. Let's just get rid of him. Cave of the Frost Dragon and Sago. I'm pretty sure I'm going to turn to Thalia. Thalia should just slow them down. And then Sanctifier, I'll keep this nonsense on the ground. They bauble me. I draw another Thalia, which is really cool. So if they kill my Thalia next time, I'm going to play another Thalia. Idle, sure. Another Thalia. God, do I just cycle this Timeless Dragon? If I cycle it, I can play it next turn and not take any damage from this Eidolon. Yeah, whatever. I'll just play this Canopy. Leave Thalia back on defense, pass the turn. This might be the opening they need to get Delirium. Ooh, yep. Yeah, that's kind of gross. Oh, I just forgot to plane cycle. I'm an idiot. Whatever. You know, I'm just going to play it my Thalia too. I don't care. Doing it. Okay, and Darcy. Buying Lyris, sure. I really want to play the Stoneforge and get Batterskull, but I think I want to keep them off Lyris by Ghost Quartering them. I can do all of it. It's going to cost me 3 life. I think it's worth it. Maybe not. Maybe I just don't want to put this Stoneforge into play, which is so tough. Yeah, I think I just pass here. Well, if I get this Times Dragon in attacking, I think their Eidolon's more of a clock on them than it is on me. Lightning Helix is pretty good for them. Oh, they took their Thalia. Okay. Okay, my turn. Solitude. So if I Solitude the Eidolon, I can play Stoneforge without taking damage. I think I like that. Alright. Solitude the Eidolon. Let's get Batterskull with Stoneforge. We could get Kaldra. No, we just need Batterskull. Oof, they're bolting me. Yeah, it's not looking good for us. 2 burn spells or 1 Boros Charm, we're dead. Okay, they can get wide here to put Lyris into play. Yep, they're just going to get Bauble back. Yep, not looking good. Path? I don't think Path does anything too crazy here. Just going to pass the turn and just hope they don't have 2 burn spells. Well, they have Lightning Helix. Just don't have another one. Okay, Mistress Bauble. They're digging so deep too. Passing? Okay. Let's get Batterskull in. No, smash. Oh, come on. Yep, we're dead. That's so rude. Okay, we lost a burn. That's unfortunate. So we're currently 2-1 in the league. Let's get on to match number 4. Or for match number 4, currently 2-1. This hand would be great if any of these cards was a second land, probably. We're going to do Mulligan. Yeah. This is one of those hands that doesn't really do much. I don't really want to mulligan to 5. Like, I can kind of keep this and just bottom, like, the Ghost Quarter. Sure, I'll keep him bottom planes. See how this goes. This is a kind of interesting hand. Eldrazi Temple. This is why I bottomed the planes, kept Ghost Quarter. 8th Vase, crazy good draw. Let's go with that. Okay, they have a Matter Reshaper. I don't think I'm willing to Ghost Quarter them just yet, so I think I'm just going to hard cast Thalia. Path, huh? So it dies. So I could Skyclave it pretty effectively. I think Skyclave wants to do other things though. I think I'm just hard casting Thalia here. Am I? This is tough. So I kind of want to plane cycle the dragon. Let's play a Thalia. I think we're kind of behind here. Okay. So they're playing a Chalice on 1, huh? Well, that turns off my path, so that's not fun. And they are 1 land off assembling Tron. Also not fun. Jeez. Oh, this is such a rough hand. Like, I just want to play inside this dragon, but I also want to, like, be able to Ghost Quarter them off Tron. If I Ghost Quarter them, I'm left with nothing. I can't do anything this turn, especially because stupid Chalice is on 1. Whatever, just passing turn. It's a really rough hand and sequence of draws. Drawing the Vial was really nice, but just kind of gotten wrecked since then. Oh, yep, they have Reality Smasher. Love to see it. Yep. Just plain cycle the dragon. God, I should have done this in my time. I don't know why I held this up. I just missed that land drop last time for no good reason. Yep, I could have had a 4th land to maybe play this Maul. Don't know that that would have helped, but it's a thing I could have done. And what am I doing with my mana this turn now? Nothing? Yep, just pass. Oh, okay. I'm going to Skyclave this Chalice and then path this Smasher. That's what I'm doing. Another Smasher? Okay. Okay, Violent Skyclave. Take away Chalice. Path one of these. I'll pitch Batterskull. Just take that. Leave Violent 3. Ooh, another Path. Okay. What do I want to do about that? I think I just want to play them all on the Skyclave. Just so that both of these get to threaten this Smasher. And then next turn I can hold up Path maybe. Maybe get in with my guys if I draw something I'm happy to discard. Or I could just play out the Timeless Dragon. I mean, this game hasn't been ideal, but I think my one error is it was not plain cycling at sorcery speed to get my land drop in that turn. I think I could have been in a much better spot if I had done that. What is this? Sure. Khan the Great Creator. Why not? What is this? What are you getting? Ballista, maybe? Take out the Thalia so your Smash can get in. I mean, they played it in down tick very quickly. Yeah. It's not like they weren't sure of what they were doing. And they're not playing it? Okay. We will leave Vial on 3 there. Okay, the Cross Dragon's not a bad draw. Here, I am just going to kill their Khan. I don't have a... Oh, I can draw a card of Canopy to be able to path this Smasher. It's a good idea. So I might draw first, just to see if I get a better option, I suppose. I draw Plains. Okay. What is... Oh, this is the Blister? Sure. Sure. Killing Thalia. Okay, let's path Smasher. It's annoying that Matter Reshaper gets to get in, but whatevs. Discard this Plains. Let's see if they have another waste. It appears they do not. So I'm going to probably Ghost Quarter them here. There's no point. There's no need to do it now, because if I do it now, I won't have the mana next turn anyway. So I'm just going to untap and see what happens. Really? Dismember? Oh, it's annoying. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. Leave Vial on 3. Caldra? This stinks. Yeah, just have to play Timeless Dragon here. Just make a 4/4 blocker, pass turn. This has been a very stinky game. Very stinky. I don't know what our opponent could have that doesn't kill us here. Like a land lets them put their Ballista up to a 4/4 and deal with their dragon. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, I'm gonna block. Otherwise they just get to shoot me down to death anyway. It's another Ballista? Blech. I don't know that I can beat 2 Ballistas. Yeah, I'm dead. They can just make a... They can tap out and make a 4/4 Ballista and just shoot me to death here. Not going to. Whatever, I'm going to concede anyway. This is a lost game. Nothing I can draw to win that. Let's go to the next game. Fraction Revoker seems muy bueno. Relic Water seems Dece plus. Ranith, what do you do again? Supposed to remember the hand, so you don't do anything. None of you do anything. So it's just these 5. Soldier's good, Path's good. Skyclave? Skyclave's maybe okay. I don't think Flicker Wisp is good. It does reset Chalice of the Void. Arbiter seems good, Soulforge's good. Maybe I can just cut all the Thalias actually. I kind of want to trim a Vial, Give is fine. Or I could just trim a Flick Wisp. Let's trim a... So it's either Vial because of Khan, Great Creator, or it's a Flick Wisp because of Walking Ballista. I think we'll still get some value out of Vial, so let's do this and call it a day. Because I want to be able to Vial these things in, especially in this matchup. Go first. I'm going to keep, even though I really don't want to. The 4 land is rough, especially when it's all planes, no like value in them, like no Field of Ruins or whatever, but Vial are my 2 best 2-drops of Vial in. Can't say no to that. Okay, they mulligan to 6. Just going to leave turn 1 Vial and pass. Basilisk color, okay. I think I'm just going to hardcast Relic Water and take that. It's probably not correct. Basilisk color. I don't think I'm scared of anything they can do on 2 here. I don't think I need to deal with this color straight away. Thought not. Oh, fuck off. That's really good for them. Double Temple into Thought not. Apparently this is a pretty tough choice. They took Relic Water. Okay. Okay, we'll take Vial up to 2. And then now I'm tempted to Sorcery Speed just to turn the collar off and be able to equip the Thought Knot. Flicker Wisp? Okay, we'll just pass turn. Flicker Wisp doesn't really do anything good for me here. Or you click at the Thought on draw a card, but then instead just gets to take a card away again. But it's definitely something to think about for later. We've just gone to come up without equipping collar. Okay. I do just want to hold up Flick Wisp, so I'm going to Violin Revoker and name Khan Great Creator. Kind of want to name Walking Blister, but God, maybe I have to name Blister because they have him in the deck as well. And if they find a Blister, it just kills this thing. Yeah. Name Walking Ballista. Especially because they have Flicker, so 2 full of X1s to let that happen. Maybe they just have Dismember anyway. No? Okay. Vial up to 3. Leonin Arbiter, okay. Just play that bad boy out. Oh, we're not blocking with this Revoker. May as well get in. Pass back to our opponent. Warping Whale. Okay, Flicker Wisp. We will protect our Revoker. Which probably means they're going to resolve a freaking Walking Blister here or something, but I don't really have much choice, do I? Or equip the collar. Just going to allow that. Okay. Revoker is back. It is once again naming Walking Ballista. Please draw land, please draw land, please draw land. Okay. I'm going to protect it this time. Because I cannot. Mole of the Skyclaves, huh? That's pretty good. Okay, we'll get in for 3. We'll play out the Mole. Put it on the Arbiter. So it should be pretty hard for them to kill. This should keep their Thought Knots here at bay. Meanwhile, I can keep getting in with Flicker Wisp. Alright, here's the stupid Walking Blister. Well, I guess I'm going to start taking my Vial up now. Let's get in for 3. Maybe force activation on the Ballista. No? Okay. 5th land would be nice. Oh! Wow, that's fucked up. God damn. I really need this Solitude online. Oh my god, they've even got a Ratchet Bomb. Absolute savage. Oh, do I just need to pitch Solitude to Solitude here? This is messed up. Guarantee that Collar and that Ratchet Bomb are both one-ofs. Whatever. Let's get in. See if this makes them pop the Blister for some reason. Yeah, don't get in. Yeah, because this forces them to do something about the Flicker Wisp, I guess. I should have equipped more than the Flicker Wisp. Oh, and they have Tron. Of course they do. They've just got everything. Just absolutely everything. Oh, absolutely everything. What the fuck? This is so dumb. They had double Temple for a turn 2 Thornot, and it was just assembled Tron. They have a Ballista with a Basilisk Collar, a Ratchet Bomb, a Khan. Just absolute nuts. Just everything they could ever hope for. How is this possible? Looks like we're going to lose this match, boys. God. Sky Sovereign console flagship. I don't want to keep playing. I mean, they haven't dealt with Flicker Wisp. I think I just killed Thought-Knot here then. Feels right. Okay. To start. Oh, piss off. I guess we're ticking up, even though we've only got one Solitude left in the deck. We'll attack Khan the Great Creator, force their Blister to do something here. And I'm just going to check which Tron Land was the last one they played. Oh, they have an Expedition map in play. Expedition map in play. On top of everything else. That's insane. Well, we're going to field them anyway. But take them off. What was the last one they played? Power Plant. Let's take them off Power Plant. It's so dumb. They even had the map. Just 2 more cannons on the Ballista. Sure thing. I mean, I could have Solituded the Ballista, but I think the only way I was getting out of that was by taking out the Thought-Knots here and hoping I drew into a way to take down the Ballista. God, even Ratchet Bomb's getting in. Oh, I'm just dead. I'm just dead. Okay. I guess I'll make them kill me. Well, you have to kill me now. Yep, ping me for 1. Got another one for me, opponent. Sure do. Okay. Currently 2-2 in the league. Let's get on to the 5th and final match. Alright, we get to be on the play. Feels a white sauce this hand would be keepable. Let's mulligan. This hand's better. I can keep this. Keeping 7. Okay, so I'll keep. Guess I bottom the 3rd Stoneforge. Okay, then pass. Tap Steam Vents from our opponent. Flick Wisp, kind of cool. Play out a Stoneforge. Let's get a Keldra. Alright, see if they have a removal spell. Okay, a tapped Salundi Vision. There's Salundi Isle. What does that mean? I guess it means they don't have a way to kill my Stoneforge. So when the Steam Vents means that they're not like Belcher or something. Well, I guess we're just putting Keldra into play and getting in. Interesting to see what the opponent's up to. Spy Buff Canal. Okay, so they're just red-blue, but it's very strange. Oh, there's Storm. Okay, sure. What's your answer? Are they just getting to go off here? Against the deck with 4 main deck Thalias? Just nothing into win? So they've got 1 mana. This is now the time to Solitude? I think now's the time to Solitude. What doesn't matter here? Flicker Wisp probably doesn't matter. Another Stoneforge could actually just increase the clock, so... Plus they have another ritual. I don't know those are our time for me to respond, but if they had these rituals in hand anyway, they're going to get to a bajillion mana, regardless of what I did. Gifts Ungiven, sure. So I've got 1 card left in hand, so we should actually get to have a lot of power over this Gifts Ungiven. Although I think them resolving this Gifts Ungiven is just going to be probably game ending anyway. Okay, so they didn't get Past in Flames. So if I give them these rituals, they're just going to get 1,000,000 mana, but they need Past in Flames, so maybe I don't want to let them draw with Manamorphose. These Graveshots, whatever, like that's just they just need to find it to win the game. So whether I put it in their hand or graveyard's kind of irrelevant. It's whether I want to give them the mana of the rituals or the slightly less mana, but the draw of the Manamorphose. So either way, I think this Desperate Ritual's going in the graveyard. Because Graveshot in hand is just fine. I mean, I feel like Passing Flames has to be the last card in there, which means I'm dead anyway. So if it's not, what else could they have? Because they're not Graveshotting me to death here. Suppose either way giving them the Manamorphose is bad. They've got 1 mana, so if I give them the Manamorphose, they can go up to 2 and draw a card. And they can't cast Past in Flames, right? Plus Flames costs 4, so it costs 3. Let's give them Manamorphose and Grapeshot. Okay, there's the Manamorphose. So this has to hit a ritual, right? Okay, Solitude's resolving. That's a good sign. Oh, they're going to get the mana after this resolves. That's what they're... Okay. So I guess I did do that at a good point, because it means that this mana was stifled behind the Solitude. So if they have Passive Flames, I'm just dead. Probably. Definitely. So giving them the Metamorphose wasn't the smartest. Okay, Grape Shot. If they have Passive Flames, I'm probably just dead. Or if they have Remand for their Grape Shot. I'm just going to F6. There's nothing I can do here. So they've either got Passing Flames or Remand. It's Passing Flames. Alright. To the sideboard. So we get to bring in Sanctifiers, which are really cool. We get to bring in... Do we want to bring in Drannith? Drannith seems good. And then, like, maybe Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace might just be overkill. We're going to leave in Skyclaves in case they have, like, an alternate win condition thing. I am going to take out Paths. Because I've got enough creature removal in Solitude and Skyclave. This feels excessive. I'm going to leave in Giver of Runes. Because I want to be able to protect my Hate Bears. Vials seem good. They seem good. Stoneforges are fine. Arbiters are fine. Flickers might just be too slow here. I can see cutting them. And then it's probably like Batterskull. It's probably just Batterskull. One card really good we're going to win with. I could get Timeless Dragon, but I think Planescycling might just be necessary sometimes. So we'll do that. We'll submit and let's go. I would indeed like to play first. Yeah. This has got like all the cards I want. Okay. So lead on 8th Vial and pass. Next turn, it's probably just going to be Thalia. It could be Stoneforge. No, it's not going to be Stoneforge. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Fire out Serum Visions for our opponent. Okay. They put one card on the bottom, one card on top. Let's tick our Vial up to 1. Ghost Quarter, sure. So just going to play Thalia out here and pass. Then I think next turn it's going to be Hardcast Sanctifier, Violent Stoneforge. Get Caldera probably. Scalding Tarn. Fetching for Island. Baral, okay. So that counteracts our Thalia. Removal would be nice. Flagstones. Let's just run out Sanctifier. Baral's annoying because he keeps our Thalia from attacking. And he keeps our Sanctifier from attacking as well, actually. Alright. Past our opponent. Hope we can find some way to deal with this Baral. So they not have a third land. Okay. Let's get Stoneforge in. Is there a reason to get Maul? Just so I can, like, jump my Sanctifier or whatever? Probably not. Let's just get Caldera. Like, if they have an answer for Stoneforge, they have an answer for Stoneforge. It's whatever. We'll tick up to 3 here. Guess I draw a Skyclave. Another Rest in Peace. Play out a Rest in Peace. We have Thalia. We're not doing a Rest in Peace this turn. Let's activate Stoneforge. Put Caldera in. Get in 5. I kind of want to Ghost Quarter their Fiery Island here just to, like, force them in one color or the other. I don't know how reasonable that is. Because I do still have Arbiters in the deck. So I have, like, live draws to upgrade this Ghost Quarter. Suppose if I go for it now, they just draw a card, so that kind of forces my hand. Lightning Bolt on the Thalia, sure. Oh, I should have responded to that and killed the Islet. That's fine. It wasn't necessarily the play, so let's just pretend that we decided that it was better to not. Okay. My turn. We will leave Vial on 3, because we have Rest in Pieces to pitch if we find Solitude. We find Skyclave, that's really good. So let's just do that. Vial in Skyclave. Take away Baral. They're repealing my Germ. Okay. Okay, let's play a Rest in Peace. Then we'll just get in for some. Get in for 3. Ghost Rhythm's still kind of tempting. I'm still not going to do it. At this point, like, keeping the mana in play to maybe how to cook Caldera is a thing to consider. Okay, back up roll. That's really annoying. At least we can kind of attack into this one. Drawing real poor. Guess we keep the Anthival in our hand, I guess. Well, at least we can get in for 3. Spyball Canal. There we go. Metamorphose. Pyretic Ritual. Desperate Ritual. Another Metamorphose. Alright, gifts ungiven. Okay, so they've got a Baral in play, they've got 4 mana in pool, 2 lands, and they're offering me Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Remand, and Wish. Surely their hand's garbage, right? They've already got a million mana, so I think I just give them the rituals. I don't know what Remand's doing, but I don't like it. They can have the rituals. And now the gifts. Okay, they're showing me the same stuff, like, I don't think a million mana gets them out of this, so I think I just give them the 2 rituals again. Okay, they cast both rituals. They cast Wish, Storm Count 11, Grave Shot, Storm Count 12. So they get to wipe my board except for Sanctifier. Or they're just targeting me. So they've got a remand again. I have remand, so I am dead. I'll concede once they have the Grave Shot on the stack. Whoop, that was rough. Okay, terrain 2. Let's go to the post-league wrap-up. Alright, so we went 2 and 3. That was not an ideal league. I mean, Burn just absolutely trounces. That was insane draws on the... I mean, insane draws on everyone's part, I think. Like, Eldrazi Tron just hitting perfect as well. Like, Burn having the most blistering fast starts we can see. E-Tron hitting perfect. And then Storm just, like, having everything they need. I think giving the rituals was all correct there because they ended up with 1,000,000 mana left in board and they killed me, so I don't think any of that mattered. Yeah, just a rough league. Like, I don't think Tax is that poorly positioned in the meta. I also don't think, like, Storm is meant to be anywhere in the meta. I don't think Burn is meant to be, like, all over the place. I think it's more Blitz than it is Classic Burn, even though it's Zuma Burn with Lurrus and Darcy and Bauble. E-Tron was surprising to see. I mean, E-Tron sometimes feels like a bad matchup, but I think it's not that awful of a matchup. It's probably a worse matchup for the Arbiter build, I would say. Burn would be a better matchup for the Saga build because you'd have access to Shadow Spear over Batterskull, or in addition to Batterskull. I mean, we can't that much about Burn. We could run Auric Champions in the 75 somewhere still. I don't think I care enough to run Auric Champion. I mean, Storm, like, we have 4 Thalias, you know, we have Arbiter to stop their gifts ungiven, you know, or to tax their gifts ungiven. We have, you know, we don't have to path their Bannerdogs. We've got Skyclave and Solitude to deal with their Medallion Bears. We've got a fast clock in Kaldra. We've got, you know, additional hate in Dranith, Rip, Sanctifier. I mean, what more do we need? I think Storm is a good matchup. Like, it looked like it was a pretty good matchup. I hate looked like it was lining up pretty well, but they just, you know, had the Wish and the Remand in hand, and, you know, double gifts and, you know, 2 Barals. If we had a, you know, we had a Thalia, they managed to deal with that Thalia. We dealt with their Baral, they managed to play another Baral. So the like Thalia versus Medallion Bear fight was kind of heavily in their favor once they dealt with Thalia and got a second Baral. So I wasn't a huge fan of how that went, not to be honest, not to lie to you, but I mean, I still like the list. I think the list that we ran was pretty good. I don't know that there's much I changed. I think the Timeless Dragon wasn't as good as we'd hoped. I don't know that we need the 4th Skyclave though. I don't know. Maybe it's just meant to be the 4th Solitude or the 4th Path, or maybe we're meant to be on 4 Solitude and 4 Path. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, cut down to 2 Skyclave, go to 4 Path and 4 Solitude. It could be interesting to test, actually, especially if we've got 3 Relic Order in the board, so that when we need a Skyclave effect, if we need specifically to do with non-creatures, the Relic Orders should be able to cover there. That could be something to try, or maybe I should give Esper Sentinel another shot, try Arbitalist maybe. I mean, maybe I could find a way to get access to some Urza Sagas and test Hammer Time. Maybe some videos on Hammer Time, if that's something people would be interested in. Or I could dust off Nahiri Boom, I don't know. Maybe to finish it up, we'll just open. I'm sorry I have a little pack here. I don't know what that's about, so I think it's just like for the league ending that I participated in, probably. Yeah, Radio Rally, that's kind of cool. Yeah, let me know what you thought of the video. If there was any like egregious misplays that should have won me some of those games that seemed nigh on unwinnable. Let me know what you think of the list. As I mentioned in the past, I have a Death and Taxes Primer, which I will link to in the description, and is also linked to in the deck list link that'll be in the description. So check out my 60 card Mono White Death and Taxes Primer. Even though this league didn't go awesome, I still think I know what I'm talking about, and I have a lot to say on it, so feel free to check that out. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye-zy.